function f is defined for all real values by this equation here. Okay, where k is a positive constant, the diagram shows a curve with this equation. The curve y equals x squared can be transformed to this curve by the following sequences of transformations. Give the details in terms of k where appropriate of these transformations. Find the range of f in terms of k. It is given that there are exactly 3 distinct values of x for which satisfy the modulus of f of x is 20. Find the value of k and determine exactly the 3 values of x which satisfy the equation in this case. So that's the question then. Here it is here. I've already taken out the x as common here in the bracket. And then so we can have a look at the curve. So we can see that the roots of this equation will be x is 0 and x is minus 4. It's a quadratic, so at minus 2 will be the minimum, won't it? And this coordinate here, if you put minus 2 in for x, minus 2 plus 4 is minus 2, times a minus, 4 minus 2 is 2, times minus 2 is minus 4k. So minus 2 minus 4k is the minimum value, isn't it? So transform it first then. So that's what we're going to do first. So I'm just going to move these things above so it gives me a bit more room, because I'd like to put in part 1 here by the curve. So this y equals x squared, we want to move it onto this curve so that it overlaps and is one and the same. So we want to transform it, don't we? So first of all, let's move it back 2 units. So it's a translation of minus 2 back 2 along OX. So moving it back along OX. And then also we want to translate it. Now it's minus 4k as the lowest point, but let's move it down to minus 4. So minus 4 along OY. So we've moved it vertically downwards by 4 units. And then we've got it down to here, minus 4. And then let's just squeeze it, stretch it. Stretch. Vertically. By a factor. To go from minus 4 to minus 4k, we need to times minus 4 by k, don't we? So stretched vertically by a factor of 4. So the minus 4 can go to here then. The vertical distances are the same. So the roots are the same then, and this minimum point is the same, so the quadratic will be the same. Okay, so that's part 1. Find the range of f in terms of k. So we've already looked at that, haven't we? So part 2, we can write down the answer there. So range of f is given by, well, we know that the y values must be greater than or equal to the minimum, because it's a U-shaped curve. The minimum was minus 4k. Okay, that's that one. Part 3. Now we know fx equals 20. The modulus of f of x equals 20. So if we were looking at that curve, go back up here, the modulus line, I'm going to draw it in across here, say this is the height 20. So when would there be precisely 3 roots when the modulus? Don't forget that the modulus, these negative values flip up to be positive, don't they? Like so. So that's what you've got to see in your mind's eye. But this value will vary, the minus 4k will vary depending on k. And it will either go over, and that way you'll get 4 values for the modulus, won't you? Because there'll be 1 here, and 2 here. Or it'll go under, and that will be then when there's only 2 solutions here and here. But when it touches, so when the height is 20, there'll be 1, 2, 3 solutions. So when does this value, minus 4k, equal 20? 4k equal 20 because it's the modulus. So here there are 3 roots. when the 4k height equals 20. So that tells us what k is. K equals 5. So we've got that then, k equals 5. So now we can solve the quadratic modulus. On this side it's positive anyway, so we can drop the modulus. And on this side it's positive, so we can drop the modulus. And in the middle we'll have to introduce a negative, won't we? Okay, to get the three values of x. So let's just solve it then. So what have we got then? We've got k, which is 5. Let's look, sorry to go back up again, I just need to get the curve. K, 5x squared plus 5 4s are 20. So 5x squared plus 20x equals 20. These will give us two solutions. So that implies divide by 5 all the way through. Move this over, minus 4. X, no, that's not going to give a solution here, is it? Minus 20. Divide by 5. Yeah, okay, let's work out what x is then. I'll just use the formula here. X equals minus b, minus 4, plus or minus the square root of b squared, 16, minus 4, times a, which is 1, times c, which is 4, minus 4, so I'll change that to a plus, over 2a, which equals minus 4 plus or minus root 32 over 2, which equals minus 2 plus, so split the fraction up, this is 16 root 2, which, root 16 times root 2, which is 4 root 2, so it's 2 root 2. Minus 2 minus 2 root 2. So those are our two solutions. This is 16 times 2, which is 4 root 2. Over 2 is 2 root 2, plus or minus. Yeah, this is fine. 4 over 2 is 2 with a minus. Okay, so there's the two values then. The other value. Now in the middle, what have we got? For the middle value, we've actually got when x is equal to minus 2. And those constitute our three solutions.